जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम 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 जय राम। I brought this because I brought this one.
There also one you get, no?
That is for me. This is suppose some people.
Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Rama Om.
Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om.
Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Yesterday we were trying to understand something about
Why?
huh?
Yoga Vasishta. Yoga Vasishta.
Why? And stillness also. Why?
Great void. Great void. Acha, have you thought why Papa has not made any mention at all about it after that? Only in the first page, first para of the first page of the first book. First para of the first chapter of the first book, he brings the word great void. After that, he has not mentioned. As a spiritual aspirant, we are trying to understand, because probably that might enable us to know the real significance of the word great void. Have you been able to develop about great void, though it is conceptless? Have we tried? Would it? If you be wrong, if inquiry, that is very important. What could be that?
It is that which contains everything but beyond.
Hmm?
That which contains everything.
Great void. Papa was passing through a severe stressful period, and he tried the best. He has exhausted all means to get over this, and so finally he cried for help. And then from inside he heard, "Trust me, you shall be free." Please think over it. It is something very. Why did I will again read that particular word.
Swamiji, உள்ள இருக்கிற அந்த ஒரு சக்தியோட சப்தம் அது இல்லையா சாமி? உள்ள இருக்காரே அவர், அவரோட அல்லவா?
For nearly a year, Ramdas struggled on in a world full of chaos, anxieties, and pains. It was a period of terrible stress and restlessness, all of his own making. In this utterly helpless condition, full of misery, where is relief, where is rest? This was the heart's cry of Ramdas. The cry was heard. And from the great void came the voice, "Despair not, trust me, thou shalt be free." And this was the voice of Ram. After that, he has not used the word great word at all. Not only in this book, nowhere we have come across. Mataji has said,
Because he fell into it.
eh?
He fell into it.
She fell into it.
He fell into it.
She fell into the great word.
No need.
That's all it is. What could be the, why he did not mention? What could be the reason? We don't know whether it is right or wrong. But as a sadhaka, if we try to go through that inquiry, we might get something for us. Not academic knowledge.
Even the I disappears at that point.
Even that I disappears.
It's not there, it's just be, it's only a flow. It is not, it is just be. It's only the presence. The I also talks.
Yes, it could be.
Maybe Swamiji, Papa thought.
No, I think I have not made myself clear. After that, he has not made any mention about it. Okay? According to, what is this? Yoga Vasishta. We tried to get where from he got it, so we got it from Yoga Vasishta. So in Yoga Vasishta, that word great void appears. Okay, but it's full of very good. We cannot explain that. It is that, no, absolute. But afterwards, he has touched upon the various facets of this, but he has not made a mention about it. So what could be? Probably that inquiry, we are not worried about the answer. You place it before yourself. Probably that self-inquiry might give us some more clarity.
The gap between known and unknown, known and unknown. He knows,
Known and unknown.
He knew about his situation, but he is
Known
not
and
aware,
unknown.
That not aware where to move. So that is the gap.
Yes, it could be.
എല്ലാത്തോട് സോഴ്സും മൂല കാരണവും ഏതോ അത് മതി. നമ്മൾ എങ്ങേந்து വന്നോമോ எது நம்மளை ஜெயிப்பிக்கிறதோ அந்த ஒரு சக்தி மதி.
In our usual talks, serious talks, a word may come spontaneously. Afterwards, we may not. Why it came, we don't know. You know, which are those moments? You know, as he said, you know, when the I, in the sense of doership, I is not there. We get a glimpse. Again, it comes back. At that particular time, the revelation comes. Then it could be one of the reasons why he did not mention. It just came out.
That must be it, Swamiji. It just came out, and then no matter how many words he used, nothing could actually match up to that. So he thought there's no need to use any other word at that time. Sorry.
Because as you said, it encompasses everything, but it transcends everything. So no more explanation can be given. Accepting these words like, you know, it encompasses everything, yet it transcends everything. We used to see about that now, for example, one glass. This is void. So this void is available for anything, The glass will not say, I will not do that. I will not, I have nothing to do with it. Suppose a sweet thing is put, okay. A bitter thing is put, okay. Spicy thing is put, okay. Insipid, okay. Nothing, okay. Full, okay, But it remains. That void remains untouched and unaffected, though it is available for anything and everything. So because of the mind brings so many things, likes, dislikes, taste. Everything is accommodated, but it does not get affected. So the mind through which we are trying to understand suddenly reveals that whatever may be its characteristic, its taste, its priorities, everything, it is there because of the container, no? And that container is called the Great Wall. So that one of the reasons why he did not mention it, because it is there always, So he has used many other words like consciousness. He has mentioned consciousness. That is, when the mental activities are set at rest, once the mind ceases to be restless, being free from thoughts and desires, that moment we are not individuals, but pure consciousness. Stillness of the mind awakens in us a consciousness which is full of radiance and ecstasy. Now we know that we are the truth, the eternal. One more word he has used. Once the mind ceases to be restless, being free from thoughts and desires, then mind is not there now. Thought flow is called the mind. That moment we are not individuals. Pure consciousness, which is at once cosmic and super cosmic in nature. Though he did not repeat the word great void, after that he has not made. But then he may probably it was his intention to go a little more deeper into it and find out something approximating to this, because it is indefinable. So something approximating to this brings it out. He says, pure consciousness, stillness of the mind awakens in us a consciousness which is full of radiance and ecstasy. So Nama chanting should enable us to reach this. That's why he is now leading us to all these things. So in one of his Satsang he says, the question arises how you can concentrate your mind on God. That word itself is confusing. Because mind cannot be... You have to tell the mind, go anywhere you like. This is what morning we read. Go anywhere you like, wherever you go, there is a Lord. You cannot get away from him. because everywhere it is He. The central idea that God is everywhere is thus fixed in the mind. Then the mind is easily concentrated on God thought alone. Because just now he said, when the mind, once the mind ceases to be a restless being free from thoughts and desires, so now our normal complaint, our experience is the moment we close your eyes and start chanting, or immediately the mind goes out, and we feel mind is not getting concentrated. Mind cannot focus. Normal complaint. Papa is introducing another dimension. That dimension is easy to read, but that itself is the toughest job. What is the toughest job? You have to tell the mind, go anywhere you like. Wherever you go, there is the Lord. You cannot get away from Him, because everywhere it is He. That which says that the mind is going outside, that means we accept there is something else other than God, Ishavashyamidam sarvam, this says, I am pervading in everything, If we are, instead of just reading it, suppose we try to ponder. Simple explanation is, sitting here now, this body which is going to die, it can wish this, the mind which is indwelling in the body, the mind can visualize anything and everything in the world, The lives so far lived, and also many sankalpas, concepts we would not have experienced. Just like there's a spiritual subject. But still the mind can reach out anywhere. So where from it starts? Inside, Then, so where is the otherness? Think. There is no otherness other than my thought, I suddenly feel that is not the thought. That is not the one which I mean as him. No. So when Papa addresses like this, we have to do a lot of this thing. Why are we going again and again? Can anybody say why are we going again and again into this?
Great wide.
Huh?
To have clarity. Clarity.
Huh?
For clarity.
For?
For clarity, she
To
said.
get clarity.
அப்பா ஒரே ஒரு தடவை வாழ்வு பத்தி சொன்னார், அப்புறமா சொல்லிட்டே
பின்ன விடுறதில்லையே அந்த
பாப்பா mentioned about wine. Wine only. Once you merge into wine, who is there to tell? Nobody. There is no existence at all. You don't exist. Then what to tell about it?
We are going through again and again because in one of his letters he mentioned, through mere superficial churning of thought, Ramdas's words cannot be understood. You can throw light on them only when you bring with you the blazing torch of your own perfected experience. Experience is gained by diving into depth of your mind. Mere assertion of the truth is not realization. Realization means direct perception and experience. We'll find out word from he got. LR2, superficial churning. Okay, churning. Ah. Because we can understand, he cannot give it to us. Nobody can give it to us. Accept it. That's thoroughly.
I'll move here.
You can sit here.
Come, you can put your chair in. Put your chair in.
In one of his letters, he says he could not understand Ramdas, outspoken critic, and Ramdas is very pleased with him. He could not understand Ramdas. It is but natural because through mere superficial churning of thought, Ramdas's words cannot be understood. You can throw light on them only when you bring with you the blazing torch of your own perfected experience. Experience is gained by diving into the depth of your mind. Experience is gained by diving into the depth of your mind. Mere assertion of the truth is not realization. Realization means direct perception. So that's how he clarified. That is why we are now motivated again and again and again to go through it again, because dive deep. Otherwise, we may not reach anywhere. Papa wants us to dive deep into his words to understand the theme through our own experience. So when we hear this, great void, for example, if we just try to understand it literally, the mind will come out with a lot of explanations. No, we are back to square one. But the diving deep should enable us to, or plumb deep will enable us to have some glimpse of that, though we may not be able to express it. That is why we are going again and again and again through that. So the question arises how you can concentrate your mind on God. You have to tell the mind, go anywhere you like. Wherever you go, there is the Lord. You cannot get away from Him, because everywhere it is He. So this is there. Whatever it is put, the container will contain anything that is put. If we look at the content, the characteristics are there. Sweet, bitter, spicy, insipid. But if you look at the container, it remains, So everything is available because of the container. So that we are connecting now. Great void and this. Question arises how you can concentrate your mind on God. You have to tell the mind, go anywhere you like. So that means, does it mean that when we are trying to say that the mind goes here and there, here and there, here and there, that means the content of the container is varied. If I become aware of the container, then the question will not come. Are we driving towards that? No. Is it clear? Every time he will say, wherever you go, you are there, you are. How do I know? Because previously, from the standpoint of the sweet, bitter is bitter, sweet is sweet. But only when we know that it is contained in a container and we shift our focus from the content to the container, then all these things we will know everything is there in the container. Go anywhere you like, wherever you go, there is the Lord. You cannot get away from Him because everywhere it is He. The central idea that God is everywhere is thus fixed in the mind. Then the mind is easily concentrated on God thought alone. Question: is the mind filled with Guru or is all Guru all pervading? Papa, whatever the mind thinks of is the form of Guru. Guru idea will thus be predominant in the mind. That is one way of concentration. The mind will not dwell anywhere but in God. Whatever object you think of is God. Whatever idea comes to your mind is God. You identify every object with God. The object as object is not in your mind. So let it wander. It does not matter. Everything is God. Then God remembrance is always there in your mind. If it thinks of Bombay, Bombay is God. If it goes to Calcutta, Calcutta is God. Whatever you see is God. Whatever you touch is God. Let it wander. What harm is there so long as this idea is established in your mind? That way you teach the mind to realize the presence of God everywhere. The mind is then always concentrated upon God. Are we trying to catch the word, the great void and this? The great void book, one book here in English. We have?
Yes,
One is there.
Is it here?
One is there. One is there.
here, here. Many other.
For a change, it just comes. Normally when I ask, it won't be available. Pujya Mataji in her talks with devotees was often comparing the great void for God. This booklet contains Pujya Mataji's words on the above theme, culled out from the books with the Divine Mother and Vishwamata Krishnabai. Readers would find repetitions, but it would help to absorb the theme thoroughly. Words of beloved Papa Swami Ramdas on emptiness, an article of Ken Wilber, and words of some masters are also included. Spiritual aspirants may pause after reading each page, reflect on the theme, thus paving the way for welling up of the void within. This might be more useful than reading in one go. Now Mataji's words. Central topic, what is that? Great void. Papa wanted me to look upon the Guru as the omnipresent, omniscient, nirgun, nirvikar being. Papa taught me that Guru was as vast, limitless and formless as the emptiness all around me. He brings the word Guru. Papa taught me that Guru was as vast, limitless and formless as the emptiness all around me. You pour water into the emptiness, it will not get wet. You set fire. Yeah. You set fire to it, it will not burn. Such a universal one is the Guru. While surrendering himself completely to the Guru, the disciple does so, looking upon the Guru as the all-pervading, nameless, formless reality who is the great void existing all around. The container may get hot, but the
Space is.
space region.
Space.
great void remains unaffected. By doing so, the devotee reduces himself to nothingness as well as gives himself up to his master, who is already the all-pervading void. You must know who Papa is. Papa is Nirguna Nirakara Shashwata all-pervading existence. You can get some idea of Papa's Swarup if you stand on open ground and look at the sky. The space where there is nothing between the earth and the sky can give you an insight into beloved Papa's all-pervading existence beyond all names and forms. Though his Nirguna Swarup cannot be compared to anything, to give you some idea, I would say that it is like the vacant space between us which is all pervading. Though Papa did not elaborate, Mataji, though his Nirguna Swarup cannot be compared to anything, to give you some idea, I would say that it is like the vacant space between us, which is all pervading. He cannot enjoy his bliss as Nirguna, but he should enjoy it. And in order to do so, Virat Papa projected himself as the entire universe and the multitudinous things and creatures in it. If he's only Nirguna, we won't be talking, Nobody will be there. So he cannot enjoy his bliss as Nirguna, but he should enjoy it. And in order to do so, he projected himself as the entire universe and the multitudinous beings and creatures in it. As the indwelling reality, he hides himself, and therefore all are not aware of his existence in them. In order to make them aware of it and to reveal himself in their hearts, Sadguru Papa came in human form to guide them. It is possible to guide human beings only through a human form. Therefore, the Guru, the Supreme Lord, comes in a human form to teach and guide humanity. In the beginning, there was only a vast, limitless, empty space, a great void. This void represented God's transcendental eternal being. Such a being we have to realize within ourselves. Just as we could have an idea of what a man or an object was like by the shadow it cast on earth, likewise, she was mentioning the void as representing him, that he was like the infinite space we could see all around us when we were flying in a plane. In actuality, Mataji said, he was all this and far, far beyond. So what she was telling was merely an approximity to reality, like the shadow was to man. God's eternal being that we have to attain is one of utter emptiness, great void, total void, like the vacant space around us. If we are to attain such a void, we should also become thoroughly empty within. That is to say, there should not be the least vestige of Dehabhiman, Dehabuddhi. Only then we can attain his Shashwata Swarup. So now we are trying to understand retaining the sense of individuality. That is why we are not reaching anywhere. Approximating yourself. The rest of the things, it has to take place. So this morning it was questioning again, why he did not mention. It is transcendental, great word. At the same time, he gives to us what he tasted. Because here also he says in Yoga Vasishta, he has elaborately mentioned the various, what do you call, lakshanas, you can say lakshanas. Not the, you cannot explain.
Swamiji, what is the word used in Yoga Vasishta?
So many things.
In Sanskrit, huh?
This is Venkateshananda's book, you know. Venkateshananda, because we don't know Sanskrit, we are trying to understand it through English only. Even if we understand in English, it will be only literal. I asked ChatGPT to address your question. I have carefully examined the Yoga Vasishta for reference to the term great void or similar concepts. Here is a summary of the findings with the direct references and explanations. Number 1, the void as infinite consciousness. And he takes the text. The text frequently refers to the ultimate reality as a kind of void or emptiness, but not in the sense of mere nothingness. Instead, it is described as the infinite space of consciousness, which is subtler than physical or psychological space. For example, he goes to the text. Vasishta explains to them through many stories. So there is a story of Laila. This word comes there. There are 3 types of space: the psychological space, the physical space, and the infinite space of consciousness. Of these, the most subtle is the infinite space of consciousness. By intense meditation on this infinite space of consciousness, you can see and experience the presence of one, like your husband, whose body is that infinite space, even though you do not see him here. That is the infinite space which exists in the middle when the finite intelligence travels from one place to another, for it is infinite. Section Story of Laila. So if we have again pursue means we have to go to the Laila. It's an elaborate work. How do I know where is Laila? I go to the index. What is that called? Not index. Index, yes. Here I should go to the L and then go to the Laila.
Oh, yes.
5991, 661. Then I must go to 661. 5991, I check it up. 661. And you see this ChatGPT man, how he goes, and otherwise, how will I know? Laila, who is that? Oh, the minister said he has a wife named Laila who had a husband and devotion propitiated God's Alambodu. She bestows immediately on all what is prayed for she is itself. Hence, one experienced the fruition of her Acha, this you will not find it now interesting because we have to. So these three types of spaces, in that. This is how he brings it out. Who Vasishtha brings out this through stories. Okay. Next one we will find the world as great void. The world itself is described as a great void, especially when seen through the light of spiritual inquiry. The world itself is the forest. There is a section called the Great Forest Parable. But this void is seen only in the light of inquiry. This light of inquiry is the I in the parable. This wisdom is accepted by some, rejected by others who continue to suffer. They who accept it are enlightened. The world itself is described as a great void, especially when seen through the light of spiritual inquiry. That is his words. It's a forest. The world itself is a forest. It's a great void. The third one, the absolute as nature, neither void nor non-void. The text also discusses the paradoxical nature of the absolute, which is sometimes called void, sometimes not void, ultimately beyond both. Because void cannot be brought within the knowable, then it is not void. Contentless, it is free from. Only a content can be identified. At best, we can say emptiness, that's all. Emptiness is not nothingness, So when one thinks of it as void, it is because of the feeling one has it that it is not void. When one thinks of it as non-void, it is because there is a feeling that it is void. The absolute is immaterial, and so material sources of light like sun do not illuminate, but it is self-luminous and therefore is not inert or dark. The absolute cannot be realized and experienced by another. Only the absolute can realize itself. This is from this section, creation, another story. Anyway, let us confuse, maximum we will confuse so that when churning will take place.
Maybe Papa did not use this word because it will confuse us, Swamiji. Because it is fullness. Void means we'll think it's emptiness, but it is fullness. So Papa did not use the word consciousness.
Uses not here. Uses the word. Consciousness he keeps on repeating. Elaborately he discusses pure consciousness. Mataji also says consciousness.
Kali, she used to say Kali.
The state of knowledge and of the void. The state of liberation is sometimes described as the state of knowledge of the void or emptiness. Knowledge of the void or emptiness. When one is thus established in the supreme state, that is also known as the state of non-self or the state of knowledge of the void or emptiness. The void in the context of dissolution, the void as the substratum, the void in fullness. Then he gives us a summary. We have to do a lot of conclusion. Yoga Vasishtha uses the concept of the great void or similar terms extensively, but always in a nuanced philosophical sense. The void is not mere nothingness, but the infinite, formless substratum of our existence, pure consciousness, beyond all dualities of void and non-void, fullness and emptiness. The realization of this void is equated with liberation and supreme wisdom. Swami Venkateshananda, in translation of the Yoga Vasishtha, the expression great void is used in several places, but not as a central technical term. It is usually employed as a translation of Mahashunya or to indicate the indescribable reality beyond name, form, thought, and perception. The Yoga Vasishtha, infinite consciousness, Chitakasha, the space of the consciousness, Brahman beyond thought, absolute beyond love and bliss, no? In one place, void to the mind. That is why the text sometimes uses apparently contradictory expressions such as void and fullness. Not a dead emptiness. It is the reality in which all names, forms, thoughts, words, experiences arise and subside. It is void only of limitations, not of consciousness. This closely resembles Guru Papa's expression. He says, who? ChatGPT says, the subtle and mysterious power. And Omkarji Maharaj, the day before yesterday, we were talking about Omkarji Maharaj. He says, the unavoidable presence. In the language of your nose hour, one could say, when the mind looks for an object called God, it finds nothing and calls it a void. When the veil thins, the same void is recognized as the all-pervading presence behind everything. I do not want to guess an exact page number in Venkateshananda's edition because page numbering varies across editions. If you have a PDF or scanned copy of Vasishta Yoga or Concise Yoga, upload it and I can help locate it. Because it is so subtle, Hari Om Hari Om. It is so subtle, it is difficult. And it is so subtle, it is difficult. And in the chart also, you know, how beautifully he has given. Infinite, and one thinks of it as not void, the absolute is immaterial. Because it is free from, only material things can be limited to explanations, time, space, everything. Then, state of knowledge. This is also known as the state of non-self or the state of knowledge of the emptiness. Void in cosmic dissolution. I then realized that all of them were pure void. His form is pure space or void. Probably Ram reaches that stage and declares. I then realized that all of them were pure void. Void as substratum. He is the void in which the universe appears to exist. Void and fullness. There is an emptiness. There is an emptiness in the empty. Brahman pervades Brahman. So Papa used the word great void. Mataji explains it in the way in which we can at least try, try somewhere. 5 more minutes are there, we can do that. So Papa's eternal being that we have to attain is one of utter emptiness, total void, like the vacant space around us. Until and unless our Dehaviman goes completely, this is the problem. Retaining the sense of individuality, it is definitely not possible. Until and unless our Dehaviman goes completely, until the last trace of it disappears together, he cannot reveal himself in us. The great void. His real nature, real Svabhava is Nirguna Nirvigara Swarup, nameless, formless, static, void aspect. Such a supreme being who fills all space came in a human form in order to enjoy his own bliss. It is like enclosing the emptiness. Beautiful. To teach us this, we need this enclosure. Otherwise, though it is there, we cannot understand. Only through a container, we know that it is empty, all those things we say that. So Mataji, how Mataji has gone deep into it. It is like enclosing the emptiness, void that is all around you within the confines of a small container. Take away the enclosure. What is left? Only emptiness again. So his eternal being is all void. We can become one with such a Swarupa only if we ourselves become thoroughly empty within and without. As I went on doing what Papa had asked me to do, I began to identify every article I saw. Be it a flower, a piece of cloth, any article with its source, namely God, and tell, what a beautiful thing you have brought. Gradually, as God thought filled me through and through, the void that pervaded all around me permeated my mind also. That means free from thoughts. There would then ensue long spells of void or utter blankness of mind between two thoughts, which Papa had described. It extended to 3-4 hours in Kasaragod Ashram. So see the intensity of Mataji sadhana. She came there 1928. In 2 years' time, these were experimented in her, and she could reach that stage in 2 years' time and declare. Later on, when somebody asked, she was able to say all these things, and that was brought out in the form of a book. That's all. These are all the called out from the with the Divine Mother. Now, gradually, as God thought, filled me through and through. This is something we have to keep on going within. The void that pervaded all around me, the shunyam, permeated my mind also. There would then ensue long spells of void or utter blankness of mind between two thoughts. That Nirguna Nirakara God has manifested as the entire universe with innumerable names and forms. He is seated in your heart, in everybody's heart. The mind reaches a state of stillness or void like the space between you and me, or between the road and the sky above. That emptiness pervades you within and without. Then you get sakshatkar in no time. The devotee gets to know that ultimate state of realization would be like the vast space around us and between us and so on. Just to bring some thought into your mind, and as soon as that thought ends, there is a pause before you think of another thought, and the mind is blank in that period. That blankness is God. That vacant space between you and me is God. So much is He is all-pervading, and such an all-pervading God is seated in your heart. In the final stage of God realization, when you become one with reality, you shed the last vestige of body consciousness and the sense of duality and become one with Him. Rest of the portion we will read tomorrow. Probably, though Papa did not elaborately bring the word void again, Mataji, for the sake of all of us, gave us something in an understandable way, because she was sharing her experience, not knowledge. And that is why she was able to bring to enable us to understand something about it. The space between you and me, the space between the sky and the space in the container, and removal of this enclosure. The space, everywhere it is in the space, but glass space is different. To us it is different. So the moment this glass is demolished, what do you say? Destroyed. The inner space and the outer space become one. This is what Mataji wanted us to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. At least once in a way, we should ponder over all these things. Otherwise, then the Nama chanting becomes more and more effective. We are chanting the name of one who is great void. Who is everything and who contains everything and who is beyond everything. Now we might be able to understand these words. Who is everything, who contains everything, and who is beyond everything. more about this tomorrow. So we will have 3 times of Ram Nam. Everybody can try in their own way. As Mataji pointed out, the gap between two thoughts, gap between two words, gap between two sounds, we get a taste of this. Oh, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om.